Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Arquela Trae, fourth year BS Psychology. The subject for today, personal development. The topic that assigned to me. First, factors of association relationship. Second, personality traits. Third, developing effective habits. 4. Emotional intelligence. Now, we will proceed to the first topic, factor of association relationship. What is relationship? A continuing and often committed association between two or more peoples, as in a family, friendship, marriage, partnership, or other interpersonal link in which the participants have some degree of influence or each other's thoughts, feelings, and actions. Relationships are not static. They are continually evolving, and to fully enjoy and benefits from them, we need skills, informations, inspirations, practice, and social support. In our model, there are three kinds of personal relationship. First, family. The concept of family is an essential component in any discussions of relationship, but this varies greatly from person to person. Some typical characteristics of a family are support, mutual trust, regular interactions, shared beliefs and values, security, and sense of community. Although the concept of family is one of the oldest in human nature, its definition has evolved considerably in the past 3 decades. Non-traditional family structures and roles can provide as much comfort and support as traditional forms. Second, friends. A friendship can be thought of as a close tie between two peoples that is often built upon mutual experience, shared interest, proximity, and emotional bonding. Friends are able to turn to each other in times of need. Note that online friends do not count toward close ties. Research indicates that a large online network is not nearly as powerful as having a few close real-life friends. Last, partnership. Romantic partnership include marriage or close relationship formed between two people that are built upon affection, trust, intimacy, and romantic love. We usually experience these kinds of relationship with only one person at a time. Now, we will proceed to the second topic, personality traits. Now, we proceed to personality traits. The Big Five. There are 5 personality traits under the Big Five, and you may find it helpful to use the acronym OCEAN. First, openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, neurotourism. The Big Five history. The Big Five model resulted from the contributions of many independent researchers, Gordon Allport and Henry Olbert. First formed a list of 4,500 terms relating to personality traits in 1936. Their work provided the foundations of other psychologists to begin determining the basic dimension of personality. In the 1940s, Raymond Cattell and his colleagues used factors analysis as statistical method to narrow down Allport's list to 16 traits. However, numerous psychologists examined Cattell's list and found that it could be further reduced to the 5 traits. Among these, psychologists were Donald Hicks, Norman Smith, Gordon Birch, and McCrae and Costa. The first Big Five, OCEAN. Openness. This trait features characteristics such as imagination and insight. People who are high in these traits also tend to have a broad range of interests. They are curious about the world and other people and eager to learn new things and enjoy new experiences. Second, conscientiousness. Standard features of these dimensions include high level of thoughtfulness, good impulse control, and goal-directed behavior. Highly conscious people tends to be organized and mindful of details. Third, extraversion. Extraversion is characterized by excitability, sociability, talkativeness, assertiveness, and high amount of emotional expressiveness. People who are high in extraversion are outgoing and tends to gain energy in social situations. People who are low in extraversion or introverted tends to be more reserved and have less energy expend in social settings. Fourth, agreeableness. This personality dimension includes attributes such as trust, altruism, kindness, affection, and other pro-social behavior. People who are high in agreeableness tends to be more cooperative, while those low in these traits tends to be more competitive and sometimes even manipulated. Fifth, neuroticism. Neuroticism is a trait characterized by sadness, moodiness, and emotional instability. Individuals who are high in this trait tends to experience mood swings, anxiety, irritability, and sadness. Those low in these traits tends to be more stable and emotionally resilient. Neuroticism describes the overall emotional stability of an individual throughout how they perceive the world. It takes into account how likely a person is to interpret events as threatening or difficult. What factors influence the Big Five traits? Research suggested that both biological and environmental influence play a role in shaping our personalities. Twin studies suggest that both nature and nurture play a role in the development of each of the 5 personality factors. One study of the genetic and environmental underpinnings of the 5 traits looked at 123 pairs of identical twins and 127 pairs of fraternal twins. The findings suggested that the heritability of each trait was 53% for extraversion, 41% for agreeableness, 44% for conscientiousness, 41% for neuroticism, and 61% for openness. Limitation of the Big Five. Descriptor rather than a theory. Cross-cultural validity. Is 5 really the magic number? The Big Five was developed to organize personality traits rather than as a comprehensive theory of personality. Developing effective habits. Make positive change part of your daily life. If you ever learn to play a sports or taken up a new personal interest, you will know how satisfying it can feel to reach a significant goal, as well as learning something new. You change yourself for the better. That's an empowering thought. Good habits lie behind many of these positive change. The repeated actions, attending weekly sports practice, for example, help you to build the change into your daily life. In this article, we will discuss how good habits can help you grow personally and professionally. Next, how good habits affect your goals. You are more likely to achieve worthwhile goals if you have good habits. Illustrating this, as a 2007 study suggested that we are not motivated by goals alone. In fact, once we are decided upon goals, we are more motivated on a day-by-day basis by the habits that we are set up to reach it than by the goals itself. We are also motivated by reflecting on our progress towards our goals. A 2010 study reinforced this here. Researchers monitored people who were trying to form better eating habits. They found that these who were encouraged to reflect on how they were doing and who adjusted their habits accordingly were ultimately more successful. Building good habits. Follow these steps to develop good habits in your daily life and to kickstart positive change. Number 1. Identify what you want to achieve. First, note down your personal and professional goals. You will need to develop new habits to achieve these goals. So it is important that you are clear about what they are. Now, choose one goals and think about the habits that you will need to incorporate into your schedule to reach it. What do you need to start doing every day to make this vision a reality? For example, Michelle has always wanted to live in France. Her goal is to learn to speak in French so that she can apply for a role in her company's Paris office. She decided to spend 30 minutes each day learning French language. Next, number 2. Build good habits into your routine. Find ways to build your new habits into your routine. Block out regular time for it in your schedule so that you can give your positive habit your full attention. For example, Michelle knows that she is at her best earlier in the day. She also knows that she is usually too tired for focusing on learning afterward. She decided to earlier morning will be the best time to learn French. She resolved to go to the bed by 10 p.m. each night so she can wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. She lays out her clothes for work, preparing the coffee machine and makes her lunch for the next day. She also loads some French learning podcasts on her laptop in the kitchen. When she wakes in the morning, she turns on the coffee machine and starts listening to podcasts as she waits for her coffee to brew. Next, number 3. Reflect on your habits. As you progress with your new habits, reflect on how it is working for you. If you are struggling to stick to it, think about ways this is were you too ambitious. If so, consider setting more manageable short-term goals to remotivate yourself. Or if your new habits is not delivering the change that you expected, reflect on what's gone wrong. You may need to tweak your habits to make sure that it is delivering real change. Example, after listening to her French podcast for 3 weeks, Michelle realized that she is forgetting some of the words that she is learning. She knows that she remembers more when she makes notes. So she starts writing new words and their meanings down in a notebook. Next, number 4. Develop self-discipline. In a 2012 study shown that it can take an average of 66 days to form a new habits that make self-discipline essential. One way to strengthen your self-discipline is to create a treasure map, a collage or visual representation of what you want to achieve. This will remind you why your new positive habits is so important to you. This can be just what you need to get motivated on days when your enthusiasm is waning. For example, Michelle creates a treasure map that night before she begins to learn French. She creates a collage full of pictures of Paris, including a picture of her company's Paris coffee. She feels excited about the opportunity ahead. After 2 weeks of getting up early, she starts thinking about sleeping in. However, when she looks at her treasure map, she is reminded of her goals and she remembers how excited she feels about it. This goal is too important to give up on, and she can always sleep at the weekends. She recommits to her morning learning. Number 5. Get support. It can be hard to stick to a new habit when you are on your own. So share your goals with colleagues or friends and ask them to support you. For example, you could ask them to call you, check on your progress, or if they share your goals, you could meet them each week to support one another and maintain progress. Numerous apps have been designed to support people trying to develop good habits. For example, after Michelle tells a colleague about her goals, he agreed to talk French with her over lunch one day each week. Michelle feels more energized about reaching her goals now that her colleague is supporting her, and she has a new opportunity to practice what she is learning. In return, Michelle helped her colleague toward his goal, which is to improve his English. Next, 7 steps to developing the habits of success. First, make a decision. Decide clearly that you are going to begin acting in a specific way 100% of the time. For example, if you decided to rise early and exercise each morning, set your clock for a specific time. When the alarm goes off, immediately get up, put on your workout clothes, and begin your exercise session. Second, never allow an exception. Do not make exceptions to your new habit pattern during the formative stage. Do not make excuses or rationalization. Do not let yourself off to the hook. If you resolve to get up at 6 a.m. each day, discipline yourselves to get up at 6 a.m. every single day until it becomes automatic. Third, tell others. Inform people around you that you are going to begin practicing a specific behavior. It is amazing how much more disciplined and determined you will become when you know others are watching you to see it. You have the willpower to follow thought on your resolution. Fifth, create an affirmation. Repeat the affirmation over and over to yourself. This repetition dramatically increase the speed at which you develop the new habit. For example, you can say something like, I get up and get going immediately at 6 each morning. Repeat these words right before you fall asleep. Most morning, you will automatically wake up minutes before the alarm clock goes off. And soon, you will need no alarm clock at all. 6. Resolve to persist. Keep practicing the new behavior until it is so automatic and easy that you actually feel uncomfortable when you do not do it. Number 7. Reward yourself. Most important, give yourself a treat of some kinds of practicing the new behavior. Each time you reward yourself, you return and reinforce the behavior soon. You begin to associate at unconscious level the pleasure of the rewards with the behavior. You set your own force field of positive consequence that you unconsciously look forwards to as the results of engaging in the behavior you have decided upon. Now, we will proceed to the last topic, the emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence, or EI, refers to the ability to perceive, controls, and evaluate emotions. Some researchers suggest that emotional intelligence can be learned and strengthened, while others claim it is an inborn characteristic. The ability to express and control emotion is essential, but so is the ability to understand, interpret, and respond to the emotions of others. Imagine a world in which you could not understand when a friend was feeling sad or when a coworker was angry. Psychologists refers to this ability as emotionally intelligence, and some experts even suggest that it can be more important than IQ in your overall success in life. History of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence as a term did not come into our vernacular until around 1990, despite being a relatively new term. Interest in the concept has grown tremendously since then. Early growth. As early as the 1930s, the psychologist Edward Thorndike described the concept of social intelligence as the ability to get along with other people. During the 1940s, psychologist David Wechsler proposed that different effective components of intelligence could play an important role in how successful people are in life. Later development. The 1950s saw the rise of the school of thought known as humanistic psychology, and thinkers such as Abraham Maslow focused on greater attention on the different ways that people could build emotional strength. Another important concept to emerge in the development of emotional intelligence was the emotions of multiple intelligence. This concept was put forth in the mid-1970s by Howard Gardner, introducing the ideas that intelligence was more than just a single general ability. The emergence of emotional intelligence. It was not until 1985 that the term emotional intelligence was first used in a doctoral dissertation by Wayne Payne. In 1987, an article published in Mensa magazine categorically used the terms emotional quotient. In 1990, psychologists Peter Salovey and John Mayer published their landmark article Emotional Intelligence in the journal Imaginations, Cognitions, and Personality. They define emotional intelligence as the ability to monitor one's own and others' feelings and emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and actions. In 1995, the concept of emotional intelligence was popularized after the publication of Daniel Goleman's book Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matters More Than IQ. How emotional intelligence is measured. Several different assessments have emerged to measure levels of emotional intelligence. Such tests generally fall into one of two types: self-report tests and ability tests. Self-report tests are the most common because they are the easiest to administer and score. On such tests, respondents respond to questions or statements by rating their own behavior. For example, on a statement such as "I often feel that I understand how others are feeling," a test taker might describe that statement as disagree, somewhat disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Ability test, on the other hand, involves having people's response to situations and then assessing their skills. Such tests often requires people to demonstrate their abilities, which are then rated by third party. If you are taking an emotional intelligence test administered by a mental health professional, here are the two measures that may be used. Next, the Mayer-Salovey-Caruso Emotional Intelligence Test (MSCEI) is an ability-based test that measures the four branches of Mayer and Salovey EI model. Test takers perform tasks designed to assess their ability to perceive, identify, understand, and manage emotions. Next, Emotional and Social Competence Inventory (ESCI) is based on an older instrument known as the Self-Assessment Questionnaire and involves having people who knows the individual ratings of that person's abilities in several different emotional competencies. The test is designed to evaluate the social and emotional abilities that help distinguish people as strong leaders. Components. Researchers suggest that there are four different levels of emotional intelligence, including emotional perception, the ability to reason using emotions, the ability to understand emotions, and the ability to manage emotions. First components, perceiving emotions. The first step in understanding emotion is to perceive them accurately. In many cases, the may involve understanding nonverbal signals such as body language and facial expression. Second components, reasoning with emotion. The next step involving using emotion to promote thinking and cognitive activities. Emotions help prioritize what we pay attention and react to. We respond emotionally to things that garner our attention. The third component, understanding emotion. The emotion that we perceive can carry a wide variety of meanings. If someone is expressing anger, emotions, the observer must interpret the cause of the person's anger and what it could mean. For example, if your boss is acting anger, it may mean that they are dissatisfied with your work, or it could be because they got a speeding ticket on their way to work the morning, or that they are being fighting with their partners. The fourth components, managing emotion. The ability to manage emotion effectively is crucial part of emotional intelligence and the highest level regulating emotions and responding appropriately as well as responding to the emotions of others are all important aspects of emotional management. The four branches of the model are arranged by complexity with the more basic processes at the lower levels and the more advanced processes at the higher level. For example, the lowest levels involve perceiving and expressing emotion, while the higher levels requires greater conscious involvement and involve regulating emotions. Next, 5 keys emotional intelligence skills. Emotional intelligence skills are abilities that allow you to understand and manage your emotions. These skills are linked to a range of benefits including academic achievements, decisions making abilities, and overall success in life. Some experts have suggested that emotional intelligence of EQ may even be more important than IQ. What does it take to be emotionally intelligent? According to psychologist Daniel Goleman, who popularized and wrote extensively about the concept, there are 5 components of emotional intelligence. First, self-awareness. Self-awareness or the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions is critical emotional intelligence skills. Beyond just recognizing your emotions, however, is being aware of the effect of your actions, mood, and emotions on others people. To become self-aware, you must be capable of monitoring your own emotions, recognizing different emotional reactions, and then correctly identifying which particular emotions. Self-aware individuals also recognize the relationship between the things they feel and how they behave. These individuals also recognize their own strengths and limitations, are open to new informations and experience, and learn from their interactions with others. Goleman suggests that people who possess self-awareness have a good sense of humor, are confident in themselves and their abilities, and are aware of how others people perceive them. How to improve self-awareness? Ask for constructive feedback, keep a journal, learn new skills, meditate, pay attention to your thoughts and emotions, pursue your passion, practice mindfulness, reflect on your experience, set goals, use positive self-talks, work on building a growth mindset. Next, self-regulation. In addition to being aware of your own emotions and the impact you have on others, emotional intelligence requires you to be able to regulate and manage your emotions. This does not mean putting emotion on lockdown and hiding your true feeling. It simply means waiting for the right time and place to express them. Self-regulation is also about expressing your emotions appropriately. Those who are skilled in self-regulation tends to be flexible and adapt well to change. They are also good at managing conflict and diffusing tense of difficulty situation. People with strong self-regulation skills also tend to be high in conscientiousness. They are thoughtful about how they influence others, and they take responsibility for their own actions. Next, how to improve self-regulation. Be mindful of your thoughts and feelings. Build distress tolerance skills. Find ways to manage difficult emotions. Look at challenge as opportunity. Practice communication skills. Recognize that you have a choice in how you respond. Use cognitive reframing to change thought patterns and emotional responses. Work on accepting your emotions. Next, social skills. Being able to interact well with others in another important aspects of emotional intelligence. Having strong social skills allows people to build meaningful relationship with others peoples and develop a stronger understanding of themselves and others. True emotional understanding involves more than just understanding your own emotions and those of others. You also need to be able to put this information to work in your daily interactions and communications. In professional settings, manager benefits by being able to build relationships and connections with employees. Workers benefits from being able to develop a strong rapport with leaders and co-workers. Important social skills include active listening, verbal communications skills, non-verbal communication skills, leadership, and persuasiveness. Next, how to improve social skills. Ask open-ended questions. Find icebreaker that will help start conversation. Notice other people's social skills. Practice good eye contact. Practice your social skills. Practice active listening. Show interest in others. Watch your body language. Next, empathy. Empathy, or the ability to understand how others are feeling, is absolutely critical to emotional intelligence, but it involves more than just being able to recognize the emotional state of others. It also involves your responses to people based on this information. When you sense that someone is feeling sad or hopeless, how do you respond? You may treat them with extra care and concerns, or you may make an effort to buoy their spirit. Being empathetic also allows you to understand the power dynamics that often influence social relationships, especially in workplace settings. This is important for guiding your interaction with different people encounter each day. Those competent in this area are able to sense who possesses powers in different relationships. They also understand how these forces influence feelings and behavior. Because of this, they can accurately interpret different situations that hinge on such power dynamics. Next, how to build empathy. Be willing to share your own feelings. Engage in a cause such as community project. Listen to others people. Practice loving kindness, meditation. Talk to new people. Try to imagine yourself in someone else's place. Motivation. Intrinsic motivation is another important emotional intelligence skills. People who are emotionally intelligent are motivated by things beyond external rewards like fame, money, recognition, and incline. Instead, they have passion to fulfill their own inner needs and goals. They seek internal rewards, experience flow from beyond, totally in tune with an activity, and pursue peak experience. Those who are competent in this area tend to be actions oriented. They set goals, have a high need for achievement, and are always looking for ways to do better. They also tend to be very committed and are good at taking initiative. How to improve motivation? Avoid overusing extrinsic rewards. Celebrate your results. Focus on setting small, measurable goals. Introduce challenge to keep things interesting. Set goals to help build intrinsic motivation. Work with a friends or co-workers to find accountability. Impact of emotional intelligence. Interest in teaching and learning social and emotional intelligence has grown. In recent years, social and emotional learning (OSEL) program has become a standard part of the curriculum for many schools. The goal of this initiative is not only to improve health and well-being but also to help students success academically and prevent bullying. There are many examples of how emotional intelligence can play a role in daily life. Thinking before reacting. Emotionally intelligent people know that emotion can be powerful but also temporary. When a highly changed emotional event happens, such as become angry with a coworker, the emotional intelligent response would be to take some time before responding. This allows everyone to calm their emotions and think more rationally about all the factors surrounding the argument. Greater self-awareness. Emotionally intelligent people are not only good at thinking about how others people may feel, but they are also adept at understanding their own feeling. Self-awareness allows people to consider the many different factors that contributes to their emotions. Empathy for others. A large part of emotional intelligence is being able to think about and empathize with how others people are feeling. This often involves considering how you would respond if you were in the same situation. People who have strong emotion intelligence are able to consider the perspective, experience, and emotion of others people and use this information to explain why people behave the way that they do. How to use? Emotional intelligence can be used in many ways in your daily life. Some different ways to practice emotional intelligence includes being able to accept criticism and responsibility, being able to move on after making a mistake, being able to say no when you need to, being able to share your feelings with others, being able to solve problems in ways that work for everyone, having empathy for others people, having great listening skills, knowing why you do the things you do, not being judgmental of others. Emotional intelligence is essential for good interpersonal communications. Some experts believe that this ability is more important in determining life success than IQ alone. Fortunately, there are things that you can do to strengthen your own social and emotional intelligence. Understanding emotional can be the key to better relationship, improve well-being, and stronger communication skills. Tips for improving emotional intelligence. First, listen. If you want to understand what others people are feeling, the first step is to pay attention. Take that time to listen to what people are trying to tell you, both verbally and non-verbally. Body language can carry a great deal of meaning. When you sense that someone is feeling a certain way, consider the different factors that may be contributing to the emotions. Next, empathize. Picking up on emotions is critical, but you also need to be able to put yourself into someone else's shoes to truly understand their point of view. Practice empathizing with others people. Imagine how you would feel in their situation. Such activities can help you build an emotional understanding of a specific situation, as well as develop stronger emotional skills in the long terms. Next, reflect. The ability to reason with emotions is an important part of emotional intelligence. Consider how your own emotions influence your decision and behavior. When you are thinking about how others people respond, assess the role that their emotions play. Why is this person feeling this way? Are there any unseen factors that may be contributing to these feelings? How do your emotions differ from them? As you explore such questions, you may find that it becomes easier to understand the role that emotions plays in how people think and behave. Potential pitfalls. Having lower emotional intelligence skills can lead to a number of potential pitfalls that can affect multiple areas of life, including work and relationship. People who have few emotional skills tend to get in more arguments, have lower quality relationships, and have poor emotional coping skills. Being low on emotional intelligence can have a number of drawbacks, but having a very high levels of emotional skills can also come with challenge. For example, researchers suggest that people with high emotional intelligence may actually be less creative and innovative. Highly emotionally intelligent people may have a hard time developing negative feedbacks for fear of hurting other people's feelings. Researchers has found that high EQ can sometimes be used for manipulating and deceptive purposes.